Hey everyone, welcome back to Craps University, your home of mastering the game of craps from the inside out. Today, we're going to cover something interesting. We can call this a strategy, but it's more of a persona of a craps player. And I'll have a series of personas that we will talk about. Then the first persona that we're going to visit is what I call the grinder. Okay? What is the grinder? It's a low risk strategy or persona built on small wins. There's steady bets and there's very disciplined play. The grinder is all about longevity over adrenaline. So you're going to see them heavy in the pass line and don't pass. And then what they're doing is they are sitting there and waiting to strike. So what the thought is behind this, a grinder wants to outlive the variance of the table, the dice, the shooters, the different shooters, and wait until there's a hot shooter. So it's great for colder, choppy tables, players with small bankrolls, people who want to play smart and not fast. Instead of chasing big hits, you're grinding out small, consistent wins while limiting your exposure. Who is this strategy for, or who actually fits into this persona? You hate seeing your bankroll swing wildly. So let's say 1 minute it's that, then it's back up, then all the black's gone, then you're back up. They don't like that. It's a strategy or persona that wants to stay like, okay, we got that. Oh, I lost that. Next roll, I won it back. That's how they're looking at these incremental wins or losses. And there is change in their play style. I consider myself a grinder. So we talk a lot about house edge. Grinders are 6-8 pass line odds. Sometimes the odds might be 1 times. They might build their odds if other things that they're doing are working and they're banking. But really, they are taking the risks and making sure that they're making the right decisions based on the data. Most grinders are happy with walking away with a 10% win. So if you have a small bankroll, you come in with $200, 2 Benjamins, that means a 10% win. You walk away with 4 red chips. That's a grinder. They still walked away with money that they didn't have walking in. So that's what they're really after. Small incremental wins, longevity at the table. There's a reason. And they have their own reasoning behind it. So the core bet structure is pass line, don't pass. Choose your side. Either is fine. You're only putting up $25 here as your base unit. No odds or one-time odds. This keeps your exposure minimal. If you're on the don't pass, you can lay a small amount, just $25 or $30 max. Whatever is the easiest to calculate for the payouts. No place bets or prop bets. You're not cluttering the layout. It's very clean. You might have a bet here, and that's it. So they know this guy is going to grind it out. So when to progress or when to regress? Here's where patience pays off. After winning 3 bets, that's just a rule. Like, everybody can play a grinder in a different form. It might be 2 bets or 4 bets. Let's just talk about 3 bets. Let's say, and I'll give you an example here. After 3 winning bets, whatever it is, you can then move up to a small place bet. Now, if you found a $5 table, that would be ideal for the grinder because they could put 6 and 6. My table, you're going to be playing $30. Can you play 1? Sure. But if that 6 hits, you're going to say, oh, I wish I would have put it over there. My recommendation is, if you can win that bet, that would be 3 types of bets. Let's see, 3 points and you get up 75. This is $60. You still got $15 in your rack. So, and that might be good for a grinder. After losing 1 bet, regress. So let's just say you lose how do you lose a bet? But anyways, let's say somebody 7's out and you lose that, then you're regressing back to your original strategy. It's very, very slow. You know, if you win, depending on what number it is, 6, if 6 is the point, instead of placing the 8, you might put odds. You might up your odds. That is a way to win and start building that bankroll a little bit at a time. So you need to set hard stops to avoid the bleeding. Set a win goal of $100, let's just say, on a $500 session. If you go down $100, you leave. You still got $400. If you're up $100, you got $600. You buy in with $500, and $500 buy-in would look like that. That's $400. Would look exactly like that. If you go down to that, you leave. If you go up to that, you leave. You've got to be pretty strong in setting your own stop losses or stop wins, because sometimes when you're winning, you can turn around and you'll be losing. Another thing a grinder will do is they'll switch back and forth depending on how the table is operating. If it's very choppy, if it's 1 or 2 rolls and out, you might switch to the don't pass and start winning that base bet up here on the don't pass. So there's some decisioning to be made. And technically, don't pass is technically a little bit better, a little bit less of a house edge. Just a little bit, maybe like 0.1%. It's very, very close. So you can lay odds on the don't pass, but you got to be careful when you're a grinder. You can sit out a few shooters between plays. It's up to you. You don't have to play every roll. If you want to, if there's new people that are rolling for the first time and you want to kind of evaluate their play, how they're shooting, that's always good. You know, you don't have to play that So the grinder thrives in unpredictability. Let other players take the wild swing and you're staying steady. So let's try this. Let's do a little demo, and we're gonna come in with $300. Okay, this we won't touch, but we'll play 300 bucks, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll play the pass line. All right, three craps. All right, not good for the grinder. If we would have played the don't pass, we would have got paid. All right, let's just stick with it. 8. All right. That's exactly what the grinder playing the pass wants to see. All right. 5. No field 5. 8. Winner. All right. So the grinder's thinking, okay, I am now even again because that paid back the stuff I lost on the craps roll. And coming out. 8. A lot of 8s tonight. And still nothing because we're not up in our bankroll technically. 6. Easy 6. 6 again. Easy 6. 3 craps 3. Not to come out roll. 6 again. Nothing happening. 10. Easy 10. Looking for an 8 to win. 6. 4, 6. Now, some people would jump on the 6. They're chasing the 6. The grinder will not. Even though it's rolled 4 times in this roll alone, they're not going to chase. A lot of people will start piling money in there. All right, looking for that 8. 6 again. That's 6 number 5. 7 out. All right. So if we would have chased that and pressed it, the 7 out would have gotten that extra money, but the grinder is just down 25. This is not it's not a flashy persona. It's very calculating. All right, let's go. 5. All right, nothing going on. We're down 25. 9. 9 again. All right, here come the chasers. People chasing the 9. 4. Easy 4. Ace. Aces. All right, still nothing happening. 5. Winner. All right. We win that, number goes off, we'll rack the profit coming out. 7. Pay the line. All right, this is what the grinder's waiting for. 7 again. Pay the line. All right, there we go. 8. All right. So technically we are up a little bit, and it's decision time. We're up 50 bucks. What do we do? Eight's a good number. So we are going to play the odds. And roll 6. Easy 4. 5. No field. 9. Center field. 8. Winner. All right. So that pays 1 to 1. Then we get 6 for every 5. So we are going to get paid 30 for that. And the grinder is going to pick all that up because he's grinding away the craps table. One more roll series and we'll call it an evening. All right. That's a 7. Winner and racket. Eight again. All right. So what we do here is, since we've ground out, the grinder's always aware of their bankroll. Okay. That was our buy-in, 300. We know we're up 50. Okay. We know we are going to be probably, this is a last roll series. So we're going to put odds and a 6 with, basically it's casino money here. Now, the pass line, the odds, and this place bet of the 6, that is casino money. All right. 5, no field. 3, acey-deucey craps. Hard 10. 8, winner. All right. So, same as last time. 1 to 1 odds. We can pick all that up. We know that that is off. Pass line's active. 6. All right. The dealer says, okay, what would you like to do with the 6? Let's move it to the 8. Easy, easy, easy. And what are we going to do here? All right, let's reach into our profit. Instead of 25, we're going to put 50. We're looking for 6 to win. 8. Easy 8. So 30 pays 35. Boom. And we're going to take that and rack it as profit. Because the grinder is very happy with the numbers tonight. 7 out. All right, here we go. We lose all of this, all the hard work. The grinder is ground out, and the grinder says, okay, I'm done. I've reached my goal of $100 up or down, and they're going to count out the chips. And that's our original buy-in right there, $300. And we profited $115 for grinding it out. It's not flashy. It's a little bit dull. But by grinding that out, you're playing the best house odds. You had the best of the best. Now, Would a grinder, if we won a point and we're up, would the grinder have put an odds on a 5? Probably not, because as you remember, we only had money on what place bets here. By getting a 5, that means that opened up an 8. And the grinder probably would play here instead of putting odds. It's better house edge for the grinder to do that. So that's a wrap on the grinder. We won $115, $300 buy-in. So they're out with $415. So some final thoughts. Be disciplined. As I showed you, I was very disciplined. Be patient. Patience wins. Not all the time, but in this case, patience paid off and won. Time is your advantage. We waited and waited before we pressed anything or put odds. We waited until we had a profit. That means we weren't doing it with technically our money. Our money got us started, but we got up a little bit and we used the casino money to then win more. And that's what everybody should think like, is you don't have to be as rigid as a grinder, but as you start winning, your gameplay does change a little bit. So if you found this breakdown of the grinder persona helpful, and I don't consider it a strategy, I consider it more of a persona because it has to come from within somebody to play like this. Hit the like button, share it with somebody who plays too aggressively. Maybe it'll save their next session for them. Do you have questions? Drop them in the comments. We love hearing your strategies too. And make sure you're subscribed to Craps University to get that notification when we do put new content out. That's very important. We want everybody looking, commenting, and we are creating a community here. Thanks for watching, and as always, play smart and stay in control. Craps University out.